The CVSA has announced their first Blitz weekend, and we look at a dash cam of an issue that you're going to have to watch out for now that it's becoming springtime. Welcome to another episode of Safety Update with Sam. I am Sam. I am the safety supervisor here at Meiborg and Silver Arrow. And thank you very much for taking the time to sit and watch these videos and give me your feedback and all that great stuff. I want you all to know that I listen to all the feedback. I read all the texts, and it's great. I love interacting with you guys, especially last week. You know, we watched a dash cam footage of the smoke just kind of coming out of nowhere, and we had a bunch of texts with a lot of guys that think they know what happened. A lot of people are saying head gasket might have ruptured on one. There's another, like some oil in whatever. But the best one from last week was one of the drivers asked me if the car that went up in smoke was a DeLorean, because if it was, he might have a good idea of what happened to the car then. So if you don't understand that reference, make sure you go back to 1985 and watch Back to the Future, and then you might get it. But anyways, moving on. So they have announced it now, the CVSA, and if you don't know what CVSA stands for, it's Commercial Vehicle Safety Alliance. That's Commercial Vehicle Safety Alliance. They've announced their first Blitz weekend, that there are going to be extra, I shouldn't say weekend, I guess I didn't look up at the dates were a weekend, but they've announced their first Blitz. Let's put it that way. And if you've never been a part of one of these, it basically just means that there's going to be a ton of DOT law enforcement out on the road, and they're going to be pulling over everybody and doing inspections. And I like how they always kind of say it's under the guise of education, but really it's just their chance to do a lot of inspections. So if you are out on the road, and I know a lot of guys, or not a lot, but I do know some guys that would take vacation time around these Blitz weekends. But if you're going to be out on the road, May 14th through May 16th, okay? May 14th through 16th, so you got a little time. That is when the first Blitz is going to be going on with the CVSA, and it's just going to be kind of a general Blitz. So they're going to be, like I said, doing a lot of inspections, checking a lot of stuff, doing a lot of level ones, all that kind of stuff. They do have a couple more Blitzes coming up throughout the year. I believe there's one in July, and then there's probably going to be one in August, I think, as well, where they're going to be focusing more on specific areas. But for this first one, it's just kind of going to be a general inspection. So make sure if you're out May 4th through 16th that you are ready to be inspected. The stat that I just read that was kind of mind-boggling is during this 72 hours, these 3 days, is that 72 hours? Something like that. Cool. During this 3 days that they do the Blitz, they on average inspect 15 commercial vehicles per minute across the country. So if you're like, I'll just sneak by, chances are you probably won't. So make sure that you're doing your pre-trips for that time. Make sure that your logs are looking good. Make sure that if you have any sort of defects with the truck or anything that needs to be taken a look at by a shop or something like that, make sure that you let us know about that so that you're not out on the road kind of stuck when DOT pulls you over, because like I said, you're probably going to get inspected to some degree. Maybe not. Maybe you get lucky and you go through. I remember I was working for a different company, and we had this Blitz weekend, and our numbers were a little bad. Little bad, is that the right? I don't know if that's the right grammar, but they were bad. And I was actually looking forward to the inspections because we needed inspections to get our numbers up on our CSA score, and consequently, none of our trucks got pulled over. So it kind of backfired. But with 180 trucks or whatever on the fleet, more than one of you is probably going to get hit with that. So write this date down, May 14th through the 16th. You're going to want to keep that in your calendar. Starting mid-April, if you have some issues with your truck, you're going to want us to start taking a look at that, make sure everything's kosher with it. And like I said, make sure your logbooks are good, because they're going to do those level 3s as well, where they just look at the logbooks, make sure they're good, make sure they're signed, make sure you got shipping documents in, make sure your trailer number's in there. Just make sure that there's no red exclamation marks in your logbook. And if you do have questions about that, again, always feel free to reach out to me. I can help you out with that, okay? So May 14th through the 16th, 2024, that's going to be the first CVSA Blitz going on in the country. So make sure that you are ready for it. Okay, now let's take a look at some dash cam footage of something that you might need to start looking out for now that it's getting a little bit warmer out there. Okay, here we are. We are at a receiver out on the East Coast. And if you have delivered to the East Coast, you know that some of these receivers can be in there pretty tight. Okay, there's not a lot of room. Usually if I get a call or an email saying that a driver has taken the bumper off of their truck or they bumped something, I look it up and 8 out of 10 times it's on the East Coast. So just a heads up on that. But we're out on the East Coast, we're delivering. And let's take a look here. It's kind of a long video and I can skip over the first part. So let's kind of skip forward here a little bit. And as we can see, we are backing up into a dock is what we're doing right now. So the driver's pulled forward on this basically glorified cart path. And he is trying to put it into the dock. But again, we're on the East Coast, so things are a little tight. So as you can see, he's backing it in there, hits a tree. Try to be careful with those. But as he's backing in, he's looking at the back of the trailer and all of a sudden he's off the road. And now he is completely stuck off-road. Trying to do, looks like he's trying to rock it a little bit, but he is stuck. The ground has gotten soft. Now, this is pretty unusual because we're still in February. And if you know Mike in the parts department there, he's already riding his motorcycle in. We're only in February, but it's warm out there, as I'm sure a lot of you have noticed by now. So the ground is soft, okay? The ground, it's like springtime. I don't know if it's actually gonna get cold again. Looking at yeah, of course, we'll probably have some cold snap in there, but it's not looking like it anytime soon. So you need to make sure that you're aware of what you're backing up in and where the front of your truck is. I know a lot of times that you're looking at the back of the truck to make sure that you're getting in the dock, which is very important. Not saying you shouldn't be looking at that, but at the same time, you gotta make sure that you keep an eye on the front of your truck. For one, hitting the branches like that can do some little scrapes onto your truck. We're trying to keep the trucks looking nice. But as you can see, you get a tire or two into that soft ground and boom, you are sunk. And as you are doing the best to try to get yourself out of it, you just dig yourself deeper and deeper as the mud goes in. So I just wanted to put this one out there just to give you guys a heads up that as you're looking at the back of your truck or back of your trailer there, backing in, make sure that you keep an eye on the front, okay? Because a lot of places, this isn't the only episode I've seen this year so far of a truck going into the grass, into the dirt area and getting stuck. So we've had a number of them. We ripped a bumper off a truck because he got too far, he pulled too far ahead and got into the grass and couldn't get out, ripped a bumper off. This one, again, we're in a very tight spot. We had to get a wrecker out there to do it. So not only are we stuck now in there, but now we got to get a wrecker out there. If you know anything about wrecker bills, I don't remember off the top of my head how much this one costs, but it's probably at least $1,000. So make sure that you're just being very careful. Now that we're coming into some warmer months, the ground's not going to be as hard as it was, even a month ago. Make sure that you know where the front of your truck is as well as where the back of your truck is going. And again, I understand out East Coast like this, these are tight spots. I mean, we can go back to the beginning of the video. You can see just how tight of an area this is. He's got to kind of back up and swing it around and all that stuff. But make sure that you know where the front of your truck is as well, so we don't have to get a wrecker out there to get you the last 10 feet back to the dock. Okay, so I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on this. You might have experienced it. Maybe you got lucky and got yourself out, but just make sure that you're aware of your surroundings and all that kind of good stuff. So anyways, that is what I got for the safety update today. As always, if you have questions, comments, concerns, my contact information is at the bottom here. Remember that Blitz coming up May 14th through the 16th. Is that what I said? Something like that. So make sure that you're ready for that. Make sure you're aware of your surroundings when you're backing up. And as always, make sure that you drive safe.